Death Watch.
All right, so the rotten bugbear corpses lay at your feet. Some of them are starting to pop, and you can sort of see dust fly up in the air like spores from a mushroom. The stench is overpowering. What do you do?
I think it's time to go.
Is it still
It was
night?
the first watch.
Yeah,
Me and you.
And was it storming out? I forget.
No,
No.
it's not a storm. It was a light rain, but not a storm.
Well, we might not want to actually leave the shelter of this cave in the middle of the night.
Was it? There were also rocks aflight prior to us taking shelter.
We're like near their nesting
The
grounds.
day before, you had
was it?
seen one circling way up in the sky. The day you're on now, you hadn't seen it anymore. Now you're right up against the base of one of many, like massive stone pillars that juts up into the sky, and this is where they nest. As a matter of fact, all around the ground in this area you guys are in, you can see the bones from birds that didn't quite succeed at learning to fly when their parents pushed them out of the alcoves.
Well, first thing I want to do is try and cover my mouth and nose with a cloth or something to...
Me and Graham were doing watch right now. Is that right?
That's when we got interrupted.
This happened
awake.
on your
okay.
watch, but then you woke everybody up.
Oh, okay.
So everybody took part in the fight.
Should we just all drag them to outside of our area?
We could try, if I remember, you and I tried for quite a while to find a decent shelter.
Yeah,
And I don't know if we're going to find another one tonight.
right.
How many were there?
You know,
4.
some.
Some. Okay.
Can't remember exactly how many. But I know that you made some run away by turning them.
Oh, those will probably be coming back soon.
Could I use heal to try and fashion some type of mouth cover?
Well, you wouldn't need to.
Well, they're releasing spores, you said?
No.
Oh,
I mean, that's just what it looks like, you know. Because like they're decomposing bodies, they sort of pop as they land, and dust and
Split open.
flesh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not.
All right. So try and drag him out.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah. Graham, you want to grab the feet of one? I'll grab the hands. And
Me and you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So working in teams, you manage to drag the bodies out of your shelter. It doesn't completely get rid of the stench, but it makes it bearable.
Well, now the stench is on us.
Right. Yeah.
when we're at the cave mouth, can I see if I notice any kind of tracks from where the others ran? Which direction they headed?
Well, yeah, go ahead and try.
21. I know it's kind of rocky and raining, and
It looks like they ran north, and you know the north is pretty much the same type of ground you're on. It's all rocks. It's the western side of the bowl. It's all rock.
okay.
So I mean, just outside your shelter where the water was, you can see. You know, they were dragging their weapons and dragging, legs or whatever. So you can see that that's the direction that they went.
Okay. I'm going to pick up in that direction tomorrow.
You guys want to try and finish sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Could use some rest.
So me and Graham can resume our watch.
Okay.
During that watch, I will probably waste an entire water skin cleaning my hands,
Okay.
unless somebody stops me.
'Cause, before the end of our watch, I'll use create water as well to refill some empty water skins.
I am certain that you had a magic item that produced water.
Did we?
Didn't you have the bottle of what's it called? A bottle that makes unlimited water. I'm certain of it.
I don't have it on me if we did, because I have that we have 3 days worth of water right now.
Yeah, I don't got anything like that.
Were we supposed to have something like that?
Quick, somebody write it in their equipment.
We left it back in Cradle or something.
I don't recall anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's why I had create water on almost all of my spell sets, I believe.
So, Fenrith, when you create water, what are the components to cast in it?
Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was thinking of a different game. Anyway, yeah, so you create water.
Hopefully you can do it silently, so that way you can just fill my water skin without me ever knowing and mess with Graham a little bit.
If there's a verbal component, like he's just praying.
Verbal and
Right.
verbal and semantic.
But it's something I might be
gesture.
able to piece together after a little while. So yeah, some hand waving and prayer.
So I can create 8 gallons of water.
Okay.
Just wait till I'm done, because if you create it while I'm pouring,
You'll start.
I'll continue to clean.
'Cause,
Right. So yeah, you keep washing your hands, but it's not dirt. It's pure. It's just rock, the ground, and so Casimir and Ryan are sleeping further into the shelter, and so all the water you're pouring out, it just runs down straight into Casimir's ear and gives him an ear infection. There's no cure.
He dies.
I can forgive, I just can't forget, Casimir.
Right. So even, as much as you're washing your hands, I mean, sure that they're clean, the smell still lingers.
Right.
there's 2 water skins apiece per day, correct?
Yeah.
So now we all have a extra day's or 1 day's worth of water again.
But anyway, the rest of your watch passes without event.
Okay. Well, at the end of the watch, that's when I'll do fill those water skins, and then I'll go and wake Casimir and Rohan
Okay.
and let them know that all is clear.
Enough time passed for me to prepare spells?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll begin doing that. Well, who am I with?
Rohan.
Rohan. Well, Rohan takes over the watch.
I'm going to pray with him.
I don't pray. I don't pray.
I'm going to pray.
Okay.
Kind of prepare spells in the same way.
So these guys will be sleeping, and they're too occupied with reading spell books and praying for the rest of the watch.
Yeah.
Now
I think it only takes an hour.
we get attacked again. Yeah, you guys are doing it for first time though, so inexperience.
I'm not.
It's the first time for me, though.
All right.
I think we gained our spells about the same time.
Is that right?
Yeah, because you started
right,
being
yeah.
unable to cast. Yeah.
All right. So Roy and Casimir do a listen. A listen from each of you.
11.
30.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So you don't hear anything that concerns you while you're on your watch. Graham and Fenrith, you just can't go to sleep. Right? You're laying there in your bedrolls, and it's not like you're still fired up or anything. You've relaxed after the fight. You just can't go to sleep. Instead, like immediately when you lay down, when you'd expect to go to sleep, you just sort of zone out, But you're still aware that you're not actually sleeping, but you're just zoned out. That sort of state where your mind goes where it wants to. You don't have any control anymore, but it's definitely not sleep. And then a rooster crows, and the sun rises.
Dawn of the
Let's find the rooster and eat it.
30th day. How long have we been out?
Was that our elven trance?
Well,
Out of game.
Do they wake up fatigued?
No, you don't wake up fatigued.
Okay.
You wake up feeling
Refreshed.
like you had a full night's sleep.
All right.
And because it's been so long since we played last, I'll remind you guys that before the attack by the undead bugbears, Graham and Fenrith had been drawn outside by the rhythmic tapping of ravens' beaks on a stone column not too far from the shelter you're at. And it had runes carved on it in a language that you couldn't read, and you resolved to check it out in the morning.
Mm.
Now, normally, I wouldn't remind you of this,
But because
but it's been so long. Anybody could forget. Nobody could be blamed.
Thank you, Brandon.
Channel
Honest experience.
Anyway, now it's morning time.
All right. So I guess we were going to go check out that pillar. And other than that, do we have any set course or direction that we were heading?
No, right? Because you guys were looking for the entrance to the labyrinth, and you just know that it's somewhere around here.
Okay.
I'm going to prepare set 5.
The only thing that you had ever found was in the library at the hero's house, a first-person account from a previous hero talking about a creature that was so massive and so frightening that he couldn't believe it, that almost killed him. And that account ended with the words, "Do not go here."
With an arrow?
No, to the labyrinth.
Rohan, didn't you mention something?
Set
Maybe
5.
there was a trail you wanted to follow.
The one with aid and
Yeah, when
spiritual
we drop
weapon,
off.
summon monster 2,
Yep.
divine fate. Okay.
Yeah, when we drop off the body, then I'll mention that, like, point out the path that the enemies had left.
So after we check out the stone with the carved runes, we can
Yeah.
look at the path.
Yeah, if that doesn't pan out, then we can follow them.
All right.
So today is a very nice day. The clouds have parted. They're not rain clouds anymore up in the sky. They're not blocking the sun as it rises. You can see, a couple of rocks high in the sky doing that giant circle that they do. Because as you've been told from the fishermen, they'll float up there for weeks. So it's just at the edge of your vision up in the sky. It's a nice day. It's not very warm yet, but it's comfortable. The tracks that you'd seen for the ones that had fled, they end, about 10 feet away from where you had seen them. Right, because it's just bare rock. There's nothing to keep them. So
Yeah. And then the rain probably would have washed away anything on the rock.
We'll go check out that message first.
Sure.
Now, we weren't able to understand this when we looked at it the first time, right?
no, it had runes carved over it, and it was dark.
Okay.
And it wasn't you couldn't understand the runes. No.
I'll cast comprehend language
Okay.
on myself, then touch the runes, which will let me understand. their
Well, hang
literal
on.
meaning.
You got to let me explain how you get there first. So you set off. It's not really that far away, but now in the daytime you can see what you couldn't see in the shadowy illumination of the night before. It is clearly carved stone, carved from the same type of stone. It's the same color as the stones nearby, but it's shaped. It's an obelisk. It's just toppled.
Okay.
So it's got giant runes carved on it. So when you cast your spell, you see that it's a dwarven. It's dwarven.
Okay. Yeah. So I have to touch the runes to understand them,
Okay.
and it just gives me the literal meaning. So if it's like slang or code,
Right.
yeah.
Translate it to the closest.
Yeah.
Well, just the ones you can easily touch. One of them says under, and another one says home.
Okay. I think it's talking about something under a house or under a living quarter.
Everybody roll a search. Okay. Rohan.
13.
Casimir.
16.
Fenrith.
21.
Graham.
11.
So Fenrith, you're just walking along this thing, touching these runes to see what they say, and one of them quite literally says "open." I mean, as you touch it, the ground starts to shake a little bit. Right. So, on a nearby boulder, it's a house-sized boulder. A section pops out and then moves to the side. It had been seamless, right, even to your elven eyes, but it opens up into a doorway. It's too short for you to walk through, but it's wide enough for you to go through sideways.
We don't have to crawl or anything.
No, you would just have to
get panic
down.
attacks from the last thing we crawled through here.
Right.
All right.
And when it opens, air rushes out, blows dust, and you can smell a foul stench.
I don't like it, Rohan.
I don't like it either, but I don't know if we have a choice.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this leads under whoever's home this was.
Well, do we think this is the labyrinth that we were sent to find?
It's in this area.
It's as good a shot as any. I mean, if it's not, maybe we can maybe backtrack back out to her.
If there's nothing in here, we can always come back out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Let's see. If we're keeping the same order, it would be Rohan, Graham, me, and then Casimir. Lead the way.
I'm going to find a big rock that I can lift and put in the doorway. So that if it tries to close again, there's something to kind of jam it.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So roll your disabled device.
Oh.
Yeah.
Graham, I may need your help with this. Can I even do that untrained?
Does it have a box next to it?
It does not.
Well, sometimes in the actual skill listing, it'll say that you might be capable of lesser things. But I don't know. I don't have a book.
That would definitely be along the lines of a lesser thing. I mean, all you're trying to do is just stick the door open,
Just
I guess.
jam it. Yeah. It's almost not even a disabled device.
Yeah.
Also, Brandon's hasn't called for it.
Right, that's true. Chris did, though. You better.
All right, so you place a rock there, and then what?
And then I head in, although I guess we'll need to...
Oh,
Well, I'll say hold on, and I'll activate my ever-burning torch,
Okay.
and I'll pass it to you, Rohan, if you want to carry it, or I can hold it.
Whoever's behind me should probably carry it, so I have both hands free for my bow.
Well, I guess for this instance, I'll walk behind you then.
Okay.
But you're behind him anyways in that order.
Did we get any
Perfect.
natural healing from that night's sleep?
Yeah, whatever you'd normally get from a night's sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something you guys should think about as your hit points. I know Graham would take quite a bit of damage. from that
I
fight.
apologize. Did you need any?
I'm at 9 of 16.
Okay.
I know I got hit pretty hard from those zombie attacks. I didn't record the damage. I think I had it on a piece of scrap paper.
Likely story.
We'll do a cure light wounds. 11 damage heal.
-2. Thank you, Fenrir.
Welcome. Anybody else?
Nope. Resting was enough.
Yeah.
Rohan, what is a labyrinth?
I think it's something underground. Where
It isn't like that time where the spiders were chasing us, is it?
there might be spiders, but I don't know about anything else. Don't
Just as he
worry.
says that, a spider appears in front of you.
For occasions like this, I have my activity mapped out perfectly.
Okay.
So I utter a soundless scream.
When you open your mouth, it shoots web in there.
It crawls in,
Yeah.
forms a nest.
Is this my animal companion?
Yes. Your tongue has been replaced with a spider.
That's a cool party trick.
It speaks for you.
Right.
But yeah, I'll kind of clap you on the shoulder and say, but remember, we are heroes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then with that, I'll turn around and head down into the darkness. Hopefully Rohan follows me with the torch. Or Graham follows me with the torch.
I do.
And I'll follow Graham.
And I'll follow Fenris.
All right.
And do we
It
have-
is, like I said, you've got to hunch over. It's too short. I mean, there's room for probably two of you abreast, but because it's so wide, but it's too short for you to walk through.
Okay.
So you're hunched over, walking through, and that's it. Like there's nothing as you go that changes or makes it different. You know what I'm saying? Like it all looks exactly the same. You don't see anything up ahead. The ground doesn't change. It doesn't look like... It looks like time worn, not worked by hands, right?
Is it just straight down or...
It's going at a decline.
Okay.
Can I keep an eye out for any more runes? As
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
But it's roughly rectangular in shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it carries on this way for a few hundred feet. Do a spot, Rohan.
Nice. 31.
Okay. Finally, you see as you're walking, the torch, Graham's Everbring torch, illuminates that it opens up into a wider space.
Okay.
And as you approach it, you see on the floor, right in the center of the walkway, just into the wider chamber, you see something flash and a reflection from the light,
Okay.
like a jewel, maybe,
All right.
or some glass.
I'll slow down a little bit as we approach it.
Yeah. Well, so it's all covered in dust or whatever, but you can clearly see that it's sticking up from the floor, and it's not very big at all, but it sticks up from the floor.
Okay.
And it's clear, but it had caught the reflection from the light.
So I'll cautiously try and pick it up.
Well, it doesn't pick up.
Okay.
Like you can grab a hold of it, pull, but it doesn't come up.
Okay.
How big is it?
Like it's as big around as a coin.
Oh.
It's not very big.
Maybe we should look around this
It
area.
only sticks up out of the floor about an inch.
Do a search in the area.
Right. So the rest of the area now it opens up into a wider space, and you've got a staircase up ahead. The stone is still rough, not worked, but the staircase leads down. It's a wide staircase too. Probably all four of you could walk down abreast, and those are really worn smooth, and they're covered in dust and cobwebs, but you can tell that they're well made. So as you come out to this point, now you're able to stand straight up, and then the ceiling of this cavern is like 10 feet above your heads, and that's rough stone too.
Okay. You see any of that writing at all?
No.
I want to try and push that thing down. See if it goes down into the floor now.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
I was considering doing that. And
I am naturally curious.
Yeah. You push it down, and you feel a rumble, and then from back behind you, you hear stone scraping on stone. You hear the sound of stone popping and shattering.
There goes your wedge.
Does it like sink down into the ground now? Or?
Yeah.
I want to press the
Now
button.
try and pull it up.
No, you can't now.
I'd give you crap, but I was about to do the same thing.
Yeah, well, one of us was about to, I'm sure. Okay, I guess there's only one way to go, but look at the bright side. We don't have to crawl.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good, right?
I'm already getting claustrophobic. I'm going to kill someone. All right. I guess we have no choice but to move forward.
Okay. All right. So you move up at the steps. You can see there's 10 steps, leads down to a flat floor. And then the room at the bottom of the steps, it extends to wider than the area that you're in right now. And you can see raised coffins or stone, whatever they're called. Can't think of the word. Yeah. On either side of this room. There are sconces in the walls that don't have any torches in them now, and down there the floor is very smooth and obviously worked with care.
Okay. So these sarcophagi or whatever they are, do they have any kind of imagery or writing or anything on them?
Well, I mean, you can't see without walking up to them because they're so covered in dust,
Okay.
cobwebs.
But yeah, I guess start.
I'll inspect one
moving
if
up to
we
the
idle
first
for a
one.
moment.
Okay.
I'll wander off and look at one.
Yeah, they're pretty nondescript. They all pretty much look the same. I mean, some look different in that some stones chipped off here and there, but other than that, they all look pretty much the same. There's not even any indication of if anybody was ever even in them,
And how many were there? I'm sorry.
So there's 4 on each side, lined up, with 10 feet in between each one.
So if we've never come across any kind of burial practice like this, would we understand what they probably are?
Well, that's a good question, and maybe not. Maybe you would think that these things are for storage.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
I was considering seeing about opening one and see what type of stores there were.
You might be
could I
able to.
do religion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or history, I guess. 12.
Well, the concept of burying your dead is not alien at all to you guys. The concept of this sort of entombment is. That's not something that would come up in your history or your religion. Initially on the island, in the history of your island, they changed to burning because they have a small island and they didn't, have infinite spaces to bury people.
Yeah, so do you want to see what type of stores they have in here?
So, yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable thing to think, that maybe it was storage. I mean, there's no writing, there's no runes in here to explain what it is.
Can I try and push open one of the lids?
Do a strength check.
Well, it's probably similar to the to the
17.
one that led us down into where the spiders were in the other.
Well, if you remember, that was a giant stone treasure chest.
Oh, that's right.
That was totally different. All right, so Fenrith puts his hands up and gives a push, and it does budge. Not all the way, but you do push it open a little bit.
All right. Peek inside. Ask,
I'll help you move it a little bit more.
okay. Ask Graham to bring the light closer.
Maybe his battering ram.
Bring the ram.
I got a 10.
I got a 9.
For your
So
strength
10.
checks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not budging anymore.
Not very strong.
But
Same here.
what you can see when Graham moves the torch up is bones inside there.
Maybe we should put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
Weird.
see what it is, I'll take involuntary steps backward, removing the direct light.
Have I read at any point of something like this? Someone storing bones for a spell or anything?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know why they would have these.
I don't know. Let's close it back up just
Yeah.
in case this is where those dead things came from. Yeah, I don't help you.
6. Well,
Yeah, it looks like it's stuck.
yeah. Maybe we should just
Let's move on.
leave it.
Okay.
'Cause, well, yeah, and Casimir's the one who's the strong one amongst us. Maybe we should just ask for help.
If it's not really doing anything, I mean, like, do we
Well,
really close it back up?
it's I would almost say that it's disrespectful in a way if it is some type of religious practice.
All right. AIDS.
3.
We actually just get in your way.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, they go to the other side and push against. But no, you're able to get it closed. All right, finally. So you get it slid over and covered up.
Okay.
Should we still check the rest, or should we just move from here?
Well, I don't know why they would store unless someone crawled in there. It's like a food storage. Maybe they crawled in there and couldn't get out. Well, we can check another one.
Were they even elven bones? I mean, that's...
I don't know. I couldn't really tell. It's just some bones. But yeah, I'll help you open another one. 4.
12.
Yeah, the other one that you try seems stuck.
Maybe we all of us together push it on one.
Are there any other ways in or out of here?
Well, now
Stairwell, right?
on the opposite side, there's stairs going up. Same, 10 steps leading up. And then on that end of the room, you don't see a door. You do see a giant, it's sort of like a mural, maybe. There's a good word for it, in the wall.
Well, perhaps we should check around, and
Okay.
if all other options elude us, we can come back to this.
Do a search check.
Where are you searching?
I was going to go over by that mural.
Okay.
I got a 5, though.
So what is the mural of?
Well, when you walk up to it, you can see vague shapes that would have been something. But now time or whatever has worn them away to just basic shapes, and you can't determine what it might have once been. But you can see clearly sharp lines going down the middle of it.
Looks like a window or a doorway.
Like a door.
All right.
Like the two sides would come together and there'd be a line in the middle.
I want to pull out one of my sling bullets and cast light on it.
Okay.
And give us some extra lighting since we're splitting up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'll look up those stairs for my part.
Yeah.
Search the area.
That's where they're at now.
Oh, are they?
Looking at the mural up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Do we want to try and open this thing?
Give it
I
a
mean,
push,
it does have a hole, right? It doesn't have that key shape, but it does have a hole right in the center of it.
Do you think like your trident end would fit in there? Maybe?
I mean, it's a little bigger than that.
Oh.
The butt of it, anyway. Like the tines, of course, aren't going to fit in there.
Put the 10-foot pole in there.
So about the size of a fist or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's reach in and I guess try and pull.
I'm going to let him do that.
I'll take 2 involuntary steps back.
Well, I'll reach in and pull.
Okay.
If there,
I'll try and aid you.
I'll reach in and feel about, see if there's anything in there.
Something sharp.
I saw Indiana Jones. I know there's just really giant millipedes in there.
I'm fine with that.
It's actually more like Mummy Returns, and there's scarabs in there that'll eat his flesh. So he pulls his hand back out, and it's just the
Writhing
bones.
underneath.
But we're so thin.
Yeah. Yeah,
like a
Scarab,
different shade
Scarab
of
goes
pale.
to burrow into my arm and just falls out the other side.
Okay, so you reach in, you can sort of feel a handle, right?
Okay.
You grab hold of that, you pull back. 2 things happen. The first, the thing starts shaking and then it starts to split. The second is that you feel like one of the most intense pains of your life in your hand.
Okay.
And when you pull it back, you see there's 2 puncture wounds right on the top of it. So for game terms, this is 6 damage.
Okay.
Trap. Trap sense paid off.
Yeah, so I'll utter a curse. What do you think a good one would be? Like Raven's Bite? Yeah. And I'll be holding my hand.
I'm gonna do a heal to see if I can detect any trace of like a poison.
Okay. Do
or
your heal
substance. 25.
Ryan and Graham do a spot check.
17.
15.
Okay. So Casimir sticks his hand in there and he pulls and the door starts to open, but then he curses and he draws his hand back. And at that time, Fenrith's like, hey, let me take a look at that. But you guys see a snake dart across the floor in the room that you can now see on the other side. And it finds some crevice and disappears into the wall. With your heal check, you can clearly see like the sign of venom moving through. And it actually feels hard to the touch. The skin around the bite, the punctures. So the room that is now illuminated is got, flagstone floor and alcoves every 10 feet with suits of armor in them, covered in cobwebs and dust. But their armor, like that stone statue was wearing. The figures are shorter than you, but wider than you are tall. And they have heavy armor and heavy weapons, large beards, somewhat squarish, broad heads.
So this description matches the one we saw before we went to the cavern. That statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did we?
Anyway, that room opens up for 40 feet and then cuts sharply 90 degrees to the right. So you can see just a little bit of flavor on either side of the floor. Where the floor would meet the wall, there's actually sort of a little trough,
Okay.
where you would imagine that, if there was any leaks or floods, the water would go there and not stay on the floor, if that makes sense. Casimir, roll a fortitude save.
Can I cast resistance on Casimir before he does that?
Well, I mean, no, the fortitude would happen as soon as.
Okay.
So you can.
13.
Okay.
I'm checking to see if I could use heal to treat poison. Poison save DC.
Okay. Right. So you two, Graham and Ryan, had seen a serpent slither lightning quick across the floor and disappear into a crack in the wall. You can see the path it took because the floor was so dust covered that now you can see a squiggly snake line as it traveled through.
I didn't hear us call that out. It might help the healer, huh? But on seeing it, I would be like, I'll say snake.
First spiders, now snakes.
I'll ask if either of you could identify the type of snake it was.
Survival check.
Or knowledge nature.
Yeah, go ahead. Do the knowledge. Now do the survival.
27 survival.
No. You cannot tell what type of snake it was. So
All
you
right.
can tell that it's not the type of snake that you know. But it does have the general shape of a viper.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say I've never encountered this kind of snake before, nor heard any of its type. Though it looked like it resembled vipers, which are very poisonous.
No, they're not poisonous at all, but they are venomous. And you know the distinction.
They are poisonous.
Take your experience away. You're level 1 now.
Look what you did.
So he's been poisoned.
All right, so
He's been envenomed.
I'll cure light wounds on you first for 7 points.
All right, full hit points.
And then gonna use my heal to treat poison.
Okay, what does that do?
So the next time that he needs to make a save, I'll roll my heal against the poison's DC to try and
Okay.
have him succeed it. It doesn't
Alright.
aid him. If I succeed, then
He
Then
succeeds.
he succeeds.
But
yeah.
if you don't, then he doesn't get any help.
Yeah, he doesn't get any help. He'll just make his.
He
normal.
still has his normal fort
Yeah.
save. Okay. All right. Well, it's a particularly fast-moving process here. You can already see lines starting to stretch up your hand towards your wrist, Casimir.
Okay.
They have like a gray, silver appearance to them. Almost like stone.
Yeah. Do I know, not what the snake was, but what's happening to me? Like,
I mean, you can, yeah, it seems like your hand is turning to stone.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, now what do you do with the rest of your life?
I compose
A ballad?
no,
A sonnet?
dang it, what is it? A haiku.
Oh, I could, yeah. Okay.
Give me a sec, I'll think it over.
Right, yeah.
575?
575. Yeah.
Could you give me the room description again?
Nah. I mean, you remember what. All right, so, it's got flagstone floor, and that moves in a wide hallway about 30 feet, and there are alcoves every 10 feet along the walls with armored statues in them. Still made out of stone.
Okay. I will methodically be going down and looking at these statues in the alcoves.
Okay. Are you looking for something Pacific?
Just something interesting.
Right. Well, they all look the same. I mean, it's not like you could look at one and say, oh, this was a different guy than that one. They're just statues that all look the same. Aside from the shape of them that's alien to you, they're pretty nondescript. They don't have runes or anything like that. Just heavy armor and axes or hammers. Some of them have like a shield, but it's all stone. It's not like a stone statue they put armor on. It's just the armor's carved out of the stone. So for that part, whoever did it was pretty talented. That's all the interesting things about those. And there's sconces along the wall as well, but they're not lit.
You could follow that interesting snake trail.
Or you went into a crack in the wall. I
Yeah,
didn't go in those
the crack is about wide enough for your hand.
That's why you have escape artists.
Let's see if this works again.
It seems to like biting hands.
Found the snake.
Will you hold the torch down in front of the crack?
Yeah, I can do that.
See if I can see in there.
You can't really. I mean,
No.
it's not very big.
Well, we could
'Cause I just,
pack it with dirt from the bag of holding.
That could work.
Okay.
I just need to be able to see it to try and charm it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, have it come bite him again.
Well, just be able to see what it is and,
Put it in the bag of holding.
well, yeah.
That'd be a good prank.
So every time I go to take something out of it, I get bit.
Well, they'll die. There's no oxygen in them, right? You gotta have special means.
I don't think snakes need oxygen.
Oh,
They need evil to
Yeah.
survive. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
spiders.
I hate snakes so much.
After I look at each of these statues, I'll return to the group and Rohan, what are these? We saw one of these earlier,
The short people.
but not the shortest people.
That go to that halfling.
Not like, what was his name? Falstaff? Or is that the bad guy?
Bad guy was Zen Vex.
So Volstaff
Volster.
Volster was the
yeah.
halfling you met.
Yeah.
These things would be taller than him and quite a bit broader.
I'm guessing these are probably just like his race.
Maybe
wherever he
once they
came
grow
from.
up.
Maybe he was a child.
He acted like one.
I hypothesized that Falster was a proto-elf, and this dwarf is a missing link between Volster and us.
Our savage ancestor.
That once we emerged from the caves, we elongated a little bit.
Because the earth was no longer pressing down on us.
Correct.
It's things such as this that I like to contemplate as I'm nearing death.
I call it the theory of practical transmutation.
Graham, are you okay?
I think it's the claustrophobia getting to him.
Well, I kind of don't want to be around where the snake was. Can we go?
That's the Graham I know.
I like the idea of you, when you get fearful, you start spouting off on philosophy or something.
What does it all mean? I don't know, but I want to figure it out here.
A question for another room.
And then once you get away from it, like Rohan or Fenrith will bring it back up again. What?
So,
Practical transmutation.
is there any kind of
Stupid.
cloth or anything on these statues that we can stuff into that crack so the snake can't come back out?
There is not.
Seriously, use the dirt from the bag of holding.
Also, this place is
I
probably
don't know
full of cracks that the snake can reemerge
We're
from.
gonna need
True.
more dirt.
But I know the crack that it went into.
Well, there's the tried and true method of using your winter blanket or cloak or something.
I don't want to do that. But let's see what else I've got.
Use your hand.
All right. So while you guys are worried about the cracks in the wall, you start to hear a moaning sound and a shuffling sound of something being dragged over stone
Can we discern the direction?
down the hallway. Right? Because you open this door where you got bit, and then it's 30 feet, and then a sharp right turn. It's coming from that direction.
Is there any place amongst the statues to hide?
No, you could squeeze behind one of them, but you wouldn't be hidden and you wouldn't be protected. Right.
I'll pick up my trident and ready it.
Okay.
Yeah, ready my sword and shield.
I'm ready my bow.
I'll hoist a javelin
Okay.
and try to hide somewhere.
We're rolling great tonight.
What'd you get?
Same.
Yeah, awesome. Justin almost got us.
I got a 12.
Yeah, why aren't you like us, Justin?
Yeah. Should have been like us.
Well, then Graham, he just slayed us all.
Well, he's not like any of us.
Just take improved initiative, and then your rolls will always be high.
Yeah. Unnecessarily high.
Right.
But your attacks will always be freaking low.
Right.
Okay. Fenrith, initiative.
2.
Casimir.
3.
Now you see.
Rohan.
12.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
Just wait.
Should have been 4.
Yep.
Graham.
26.
You couldn't even get a 4, huh?
No.
Oh, yeah. Boo. Do you think the shuffling's the snake?
Dragging
I know
more
what it
snakes.
Well, I've been theorizing. I think a centipede is the perfect combining of a spider and a snake.
We're
Weird.
gonna come
Too
out of
many
this
legs.
with a fear of all reptiles and insects.
Yeah.
I think it's Brandon's master plan to make us afraid of everything that he's afraid of.
You will know my fear.
Proceeds to become Mum-Ra.
Okay, Graham, your move.
So I hastily went for my javelin, dropping the ever-burning torch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll flee off into a shadowy area
Okay.
and hide.
All right. Well, you could go back into the other room and hide around the corner.
Okay. That's what I'll do.
Okay. All right. So you hear the shuffling, moaning some more, and then around the corner, you see a giant rolling. It's about as tall as and wide as one of you, and it's a rolling ball of snakes, all intertwined with each other, right? Rolling like
What
critters.
is wrong with you?
Just kidding. That's not what it is. You see another rotting zombie bugbear
Okay.
dragging a morning star behind it.
I thought he was going to try and force his fears upon us.
bags, it was going to be a snake pulling bags of snakes.
Man, that'd be really hard for us to fight because that would have been a swarm.
A swarm, yeah.
Yeah. We got no defense
Oh,
against
don't
it.
worry. You'll have your chance.
Graham, watch out for this one.
What was that?
It's
You
a
up
free
for choking?
action. That's for your dodge.
Yeah. Keep an eye on this one, Graham.
Rohan, your move.
All right, I'll take aim and fire. Yeah, I'll go ahead and fire 2 shots at it. Is it within 30 feet? You said it turned right at 30 feet, right?
Yeah, it's about 20 feet from you at this point.
Okay, so it's up.
Because you were examining the crack in the wall.
Yeah. And I will 5-foot step away from the crack in the wall. All right. So firing 2 arrows. I got a 17 on the first one. And a 15 on the second one.
The first one hits.
Okay. For 2 points of damage.
That's total. You're not counting that's the total amount you did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Bows don't do a whole lot of damage.
Unless they're mighty.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it doesn't do any. You see it hit it and then simply fall to the floor.
Okay. Well, I don't have a whole lot of other options, so. But yeah, I'll also take a 5-foot step away from the crack in the wall as part of
Okay.
firing.
Casimir.
My weapon's been readied, so I'll go towards it and attack it with my trident.
Okay.
20.
That's a hit.
10 damage.
Fenrith.
I'll hoist my holy symbol and turn undead.
Okay.
So I got a 10 for my turn check, so I can turn maximum hit die of my level
And your level is
4.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you hold up your symbol and you're like, whatever you say, but it continues to shamble forward.
Okay. That'll be me.
Okay, Graham, back to you.
So I'll peek around that corner, look at the situation, and hurl a javelin at it.
Okay.
What distance is it away from me?
Well, if you moved back in, I'd say it's 40 feet now.
40 feet. And Chrissy also engaged with it. But I believe it doesn't have its dex against my attack since I hid from it.
Right. Yeah.
But I
can't-
know no sneak attack. But just for AC purposes, maybe
Yeah.
I can still do it. So -4, 11.
Miss.
Or sorry, 13.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Already another javelin as well.
All right, Casimir. It'll attack you with its morning star.
Okay.
6 damage. Rohan. So now you watched it smack Casimir with a morning star.
All right. So I'll unleash 2 more arrows and take another 5-foot step back towards where, kind of starting to step back towards where Graham is.
Okay.
10 and 12.
Right, so these arrows just fly wide. Casimir.
I'll attack again. I'll -3 from my attack. Give it to my defense. And
Okay.
then I'll minus an additional... What is it? Full defense? Is it -4? Or not full defense, partial?
Fighting defensively.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it 2 or 4 that minuses?
It's -4 for 2 AC.
Okay, so is it that's -5? Or -7. So 10.
That's a miss.
All right, but my AC is a 20 now.
Okay. Fenrith.
I will. I'll try and turn it one more time.
Okay.
No. I'll use the rest of my action to move up behind Casimir.
Okay. All right, Graham. So you can see Casimir's taking a hit from it, and none of you seem to be doing a great amount of damage.
Okay, so I think what I'll do is use my Ring of Ram on it, but I'll have to move up a little bit. So I'll move up 10 feet
Okay.
and use the power word to activate it, which is power up. And I want to use 3 charges.
Okay. What does that do? Can you describe the effect?
Yeah, so this is a force effect, so I'm actually going to use something similar as to what your strange wizard used on us when we were crossing the log.
Oh, you think it's similar, but I guarantee you
It's
not.
nothing like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing really visible. I mean, it would just be the environmental
Yeah.
effect of this force moving through it. Although it's not really like a line attack or anything, so it just kind of
Yeah.
hits the target.
Just sort
It
of
doesn't really pass through. So I think I did it as a ranged attack last time.
Can't find it anymore.
So the wearer can command the ring to give forth a ram-like force. Oh, it's a vaguely discernible shape that resembles the head of a ram or goat. So it deals 3d6 for 3 charges, and I treat it as a ranged attack with no penalties for distance. So I guess I make a ranged attack here. I got a 25.
Okay, that would do it. That would hit him.
So for the damage, I deal 12. And then for the bull rush, we need to make an opposed strength.
Okay.
I got a 13.
You are successful.
So he pushes, so he'll be pushed back 5 feet, plus 5 feet for every 5 points by which my check was greater than.
And what did you get?
13.
Okay. Well, he got a 3.
So
Or a 4.
So it's another. So I just 10 feet.
So
He's
10
pushed
feet.
back. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will move and hide to the opposite side of that entry into this corridor.
Okay. All right. So some invisible force knocks it backwards. But you do hear Graham yell, "Power up!"
You came up with that activation thing for me, but
I think it suits you. All right, so that pushes it 10 feet back away, but then it just walks right up to you again. Rohan, it doesn't come up and attack,
Yeah.
right?
All right. Having not really anything else in my wheelhouse, I'll fire 2 more arrows at it. 16 and 15.
The first one hits.
Okay. Or 5 points damage. Or it would be 5.
Right. So same thing, like it hits it and just falls to the ground.
Okay. Now, is armor around us? You said they had broad weapons as well, right?
What, these
The statues?
Yeah. But,
No.
I mean, it's not... The whole thing is carved out of stone.
Okay, so it's a single piece of stone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could try to break off a weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
Use it like a club.
Okay.
Casimir.
All right, same as last time. -7 to
Okay.
my attack. 11.
Miss.
All right.
Fenrith.
All right, I will activate my boots of speed,
Okay.
and then I'll 5 foot up to the next to Casimir,
Okay.
and I'll do a full attack
With your...
with the sword, long sword.
You have the sword? Okay.
So I got a 20 and a 15
The 20 hits.
for 3 damage.
Okay. So you just slice at him and some rotten flesh falls off.
Yeah.
Cast Cure on him.
Yeah.
Graham.
I'll do the same thing.
Ring
With
a
the
ram
ring a
again?
ram.
Okay.
Ranged attack was 21
That's a hit.
for 14 damage. And bull rush, this time I got a 23.
Do you remember how much damage you got last time?
I think it was 8.
Yeah.
Is it force damage or is it just blunt?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't have the official thing, so I don't see if they capitalized force, but that's what's coming out of it. So I will check.
All right. So your strength was 23.
Yeah.
So that pushes it back up against the wall behind it.
Okay.
What does it say when it gets pushed up against the wall? If it has more, if it should be going further,
Well, I think
does it knock it prone?
It's. I don't know. I can look that up.
I think it
for you.
does. It knocks it prone. So it slams back against the wall behind it and falls down. Then it stands up. Rohan.
I'm going to run to the nearest statue, pull out my dagger, and start trying to break off one of the hands with a mace or a club in it.
Okay. So you're going to use your dagger to break off the hand?
Yeah, if there's anywhere I can get the dagger in, kind of try and, pound the dagger down in to force a crack.
Well, I would say that you know that's not likely to occur at all, right?
Okay.
I just don't want you to waste your turn on something. I mean, you're going to have to basically make an attack against the stone, and you have to overcome its hardness with your dagger and then do damage to it.
I can't do anything with my arrows, so I don't really have any other options. So I'm going to be trying to break it off.
All right, go ahead and make an attack. We'll roll damage.
3 points.
Yeah, so like if you look at your own wrist and it's all like, dainty like you'd expect an elf's, and this would be like
Someone's an elf thigh.
yeah, exactly. So you you slash or stab at it with your dagger and it just deflects off.
I'm not trying to cut the wrist or anything like that. I'm trying to find somewhere where I can get my dagger in to get leverage to try and.
It's still going to have
Pop
to overcome
something.
hardness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right, well,
I've
anyway.
got no other option.
Yeah.
I've got no other weapons. I've got.
You could just try to stab the undead. Or set up flanking.
So far, my best arrows have.
Pick up the torch and beat him with that.
It doesn't...
Yeah, it doesn't have flame.
yeah.
But it's bludgeoning, right? Is that what we think we're overcoming, or what the issue is? We don't?
Just trying to find something other than my arrows.
Yeah, we don't know what we're overcoming.
All right. Anyway, Casimir.
It's down on the ground.
It stood back up.
Well, it's
it
his
stood
turn
back
comes
up.
right after, so it stood back up.
Attack opportunity for it standing? Oh, it's like
Well,
it was 10 feet back.
Yeah,
Dang
it
it.
pushed it way away from you.
Yeah, I guess I'll move up and do the same thing. 12.
Miss.
Ah.
Fenrith.
All right. I'll try and turn it again. 16,
Okay.
which is 2 levels higher than me, so 6 hit die.
That does it.
All right.
So read the effect again for us.
So, now that we've determined that I can turn it, will deal damage 2d6 plus my level plus my charisma modifier. Let's see, effect and duration. So, turning undead flee from you by the best and fastest means available to them. They flee for 10 rounds. If they cannot flee, they cower. Giving any attack rolls against them a +2 bonus. If I approach within 10 feet of them, they will overcome being turned and act normally.
Okay.
So you can stand within 10 feet without breaking the turning effect. I just can't approach them. I can attack them with ranged weapons from at least 10 feet away, and others can attack them in any fashion without breaking the turning effect.
All right. So roll your turning damage.
17 damage.
Right. So you hold up your holy symbol again, and you say, begone foul evil, or whatever you say, and it simply groans and falls to the floor.
Okay.
Sort of collapses into a puddle of rotten flesh.
So I just had to get my confidence up by hitting it first.
So it's got that same foul smell, but it's clearly destroyed.
Okay. Well, maybe we should move on from here. What are you at right now, Casimir?
27 of 33.
Okay. So cure light for 12.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We should move on.
Do we want to go down the direction that came, or do we want to go up the stairs? Back in the other room?
There weren't other stairs, were there?
No.
I thought that beyond that mural, or did the stairs lead up to the mural?
The stairs led to the mural, and now
sorry.
you've got...
Okay. So, yeah, only one way to go then. Is hop back in the marching order, or do you want me to take the front this time?
Against
since we
these
know
things,
there's
I'm
undead?
absolutely useless,
Okay.
so...
So yeah, I'll take the front or the lead on this one then. Just be behind me.
Okay.
That way you can still look for.
You want to take the
stuff.
torch then?
I have the light
Okay.
on that bullet.
Hey, Rohan,
Yes.
next time we come up against one of those, what if we get it tangled up in a rope or something? Maybe that would make us effective. We could work together.
I do have a net you guys can use.
That could work.
You did
Be
You-
helpful.
notice from the couple times you fought these now that slashing weapons seem to do the most damage to.
And they're also slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want, I can give you my net. Between one of you, you should be able to...
Toss it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a touch attack for game purposes, so it's fairly easy.
Okay, so what order are you going in?
So it'll be me, and then Rohan, and then Graham, and then Casimir. Is that okay?
Okay.
But
All right.
you might want him behind you instead of him if we're gaming it.
I was thinking more for his tracking or survival type skills.
Yeah.
Uh,
Trap finding. We're in a dungeon now.
that's true.
But
Yeah,
you don't
maybe we
got-
should switch that up.
But we're also not really gaming it
Yeah.
here. Like we're not like a standard
Never
party.
conceptualized a
seen
dungeon
him
before, yeah.
mess with the trap or disable traps.
Haven't we? We've seen him pick locks.
I know that he was messing around with stuff like that when we were in the house, but and as far as I remember, he was in his room
Yeah.
messing with that stuff.
Yeah, I suppose I'm aware of traps. I'm just the environment. Like I haven't really thought of it. if
'Cause
I
the
should
snake
say.
might not have been a trap; it might just have been a snake.
I think I've personally experienced one so far.
The trap door
Pit
in
trap,
front.
yeah. I remember.
It is something that you could bring up, either of you, I guess, anybody. As I obviously didn't think about it.
I'm too concerned about my hand.
Best trap finders are other people.
So, as far as the heal check for him, is that like a salve or something that I put on a compress? And how do you want to?
That's not a magical thing?
No, it's just a heal check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that.
All right.
Chew up some leaves and whatever.
Yeah, I have to wait till I rest tomorrow, or until tomorrow, till I can do anything for you on that one. All right, yeah, we'll just continue on. I'll deactivate my boots after I turn. Or else I'm gonna
60 seconds
Yeah.
passed before you told them that, so your boots are done for the day.
They're done forever. They just melt.
Yeah.
Finrith, I do have a good working relationship with you because of our, watch times. So
Yeah.
you've probably noticed I'm sharp-eared, sharp-eyed,
Okay.
like reacting to things, but I just don't put the best plans together.
All right, then Yeah, let's switch it a little bit. Is if you want to give him the torch, or Rohan the torch, and then I'll have you by me,
Okay.
and I have my light for, what was it, 40 minutes? What was the total time on that? Is how quickly do you want to move through here? Or I guess can we move if you're keeping an eye out?
My instinct is cautiously,
Okay.
but not too slow,
Alright.
especially considering what we've encountered thus far.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll make our way cautiously down.
Well, my true instinct is to move in reverse out of this area. So
I thought,
let's just moonwalk out of here.
yeah. I think we only have one way to go.
Right.
And I don't know if we can get the door
Because we
back
closed the
open.
door. Yeah.
Yeah. We did as a group.
Everybody was taking it.
Yeah, it was
Fenrith did it.
exactly overwhelming mental.
Do it.
All right, yeah. So we'll try and start making our way down this.
Press
well,
on at a cautious pace, but trying to maintain our alertness.
Okay. So that hallway extends for 60 feet, and then you can see cut sharply to the left.
Okay.
And it looks exactly the same. It's got every 10 feet on each wall, little alcove with a stone statue in it.
Now, do these actually look like? Are they actually statues, or do they look like maybe they were bitten by snakes?
Well, they are so well done that they very well could have been living beings that were turned to stone. Seems unlikely because they're so well done that you can see that they all would have looked exactly the same.
Okay.
And unless you're metagaming, you don't think that I would ever have enemies that look exactly the same.
Well, they are a proto-elf, so
Yeah.
they all kind of look the same anyway.
That's true. You could say that. It could be. At any rate, that's where we'll stop for the night. Each of you are awarded 1,833 experience for the encounter tonight, the encounters tonight, and the encounters many, many months ago.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.